Hi Leos, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to your June reading. I'm very grateful to have you here. Welcome all new and returning viewers. Without you, I would not have this channel. And it's growing. It's a small channel, but if you like what you see and you want to support my channel, just please do subscribe, push that notification bell. I do monthlies every month, and I do a collective, which I do on Mondays. And I'll be adding more to it. So I am a psychic intuitive reader, and I usually start all of my readings out with checking the chakra of the month. And the chakras, for those that are brand spanking new to the word or the meaning or the definition, are these beautiful energy centers that reside within our bodies. I remember reading specifically, I could be wrong, please forgive me, that they're basically more against the spine, in their location. And they stem from the base, which is the bottom, where our grounded energy is, and our desire to feel present and strong and protected and supported and all of those wonderful things. And then it moves itself upwards. So there are 8 chakras that I talk about on the channel. And so I do a very simple little shuffling behind my back. I could do it here, but I mean, it's this way we don't really know. And I will tell you that the majority so far with the readings of June have been the upper chakras, with the exception of the solar plexus that showed up once. And you remind me of the solar plexus. Let's see what happens. I'm wearing the red gloves in regards to the energy and the fiery aspect of what your element is, beautiful Leos. And also just knowing that you've had Mars, the warrior planet. Let me try it again. You have had Mars, the warrior planet, in your sign for a very long extended stay because it went into retrograde. And this started last November. It was in Cancer, went into your sign, went into retrograde, went back into Cancer, went into your sign again. And it's actually leaving your sign. Mars will be going into Virgo. I'll do some shuffling while I'm talking, a little multitasking. Mars will go into Virgo on June 17th, 2025 for a couple months. So I'm sure a lot has transpired. Now, like I said, Mars is a warrior planet. It is about aggression. It is about war, absolutely. But it's also about, inspiration and spirited feelings and passion, and you're very passionate anyway, Leo. So it's just, I think you'll be okay with it going into Virgo, though. I mean, it's good in every sign. It has positive aspects to that. It's definitely going to be a different element. It's the earth element. So that's about your grounded energy and what you're doing and what seeds are you planting is always my analogy for that. What are you doing in your life right now that you're not necessarily in a rush for? And that extra energy is probably going to be welcome. June is more fun time. It's more relaxing. It's vacations being planned or taken. And you're no exception to that. So I feel like that's going to ease your world somewhat. And I think for those Leos, and I've lived with them and I've known them my whole life, that may have a little bit of a short fuse or temper, this, I think, will calm that down and heal maybe some of the things that transpired while Mars is in your sign. Let's wait and see what the readings have to say. But, excuse me, your chakra of the month that Spirit would like you to be aware of, it's unbelievable. It's constantly coming to this. This is the predominant one. Look at my voice. Some kind of blockage in the throat chakra, though, clearly. Well, it's all about, and I'll tell you what it is. It's the 8th chakra. This is the all omnipotent, the word I can't say, omnipotent energy that connects us all, that there's one consciousness, we're all in this together. We all feel and sense and are part of the whole. And then a lot of times it's hard to imagine that, but a lot of times I really believe that is true. And I think it comes in serendipitous and synchronicities that happen in our life to prove that to you. And signs come through in all different forms, right? Well, 8 is a very powerful number. You are one of the most energetic, your sun-ruled sign, the biggest star in the galaxy. And yeah, it is a star. And it is, necessary that we have it, obviously. It helps our health. It helps our vitamin D levels naturally. It helps us to grow our foods. And it, it gives us warmth. And I'm waiting for it to happen today, but it hasn't quite happened yet. But, times are changing with the weather, so we're going to be patient about that. But I'll read to you specifically what the message is that you can help to really open up this feeling of understanding that we all are in this together. And there's this wonderful, wonderful connection, with life and with source at all times. We are never separated from that, Leo. And it says that all that my soul has ever been and will become rests gently in this moment. My soul-filled power is here now. And every time I read this, it really reminds me, and it just instantly goes to my solar plexus and like, yes, there's power in the moment. What's happened past, what's happening ahead, we don't know. You've heard these sayings many times, I'm sure, but it's true. Focusing on the moment is so imperative and so important for us. So hopefully when you say this saying, take a little snapshot. It's not too blurry or glared up there. It looks like it might be. I apologize. Say that enough throughout the day, and honestly, you're just going to have it. I think you're going to have a whole different energetic feeling with this particular chakra. So in addition to that, I always like to correlate a crystal with it. And because it's the 8th chakra, I only have 7 chakra crystals that came with this beautiful gift card or a gift set. I'm going to set this here. So what I will do is let you know that because it's the color that it is, which correlates, and which is why I wear the gloves. I'm doing it for the energy aspect and the fact that every single thing we touch, see, feel is generated with energy. And colors are no exception to that. And then, like I said, the correlation with the chakras, it's vital. It's a huge part of who we are. So I'm going to keep it with the amethyst that I actually used for the reading yesterday, because it is purple, and that's not the amethyst. The amethyst is somewhere over here. Where did it go? Here we go. And the amethyst says, insight, dreams, and intuition. Don't be surprised, Leo. With the North Node in Pisces, which I won't go into major detail than other to say that is our latest series of eclipses that we all grow up with throughout our lives. And every 6 months, we have the eclipses. We had them. They finished the last part of March. And then the next set will be in, they run like 6 months apart. So it'll start in September again. And we're still getting messages from that. And you are as well. We all are in some form or another. Maybe you've already had most of them. Maybe they're still coming. But stay tuned because, yeah, it's for our transformation. And eclipses are very powerful. You feel the electrical aspect of them in your body, even when you're calm and you're sitting there. It's like, why do I feel like I've had a couple of, shots of, what is it? A strong coffee. Well, I'm going to be using this beautiful amethyst, which says, amethyst, I am connected to my inner knowing, which strengthens my healing abilities and insights. While I'm reading your reading today, because it will infuse it with that. I can also tell you that I used amethyst every single day, and it's definitely heightened my psychic abilities, my intuitive. It's really great for healing. And I mean, it can be any type of healing. I love doing distant healing as a Reiki Master practitioner. I love doing self-healing. I love healing my cat, who, if I feel he's a little bit off, whatever. It's a powerful, beautiful way to bring ourselves into a holistic aspect in body. So I'll put this aside and say to you that today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing a 6-card reading with this beautiful Gil Tarot deck, and I've already shuffled it. I'm going to shuffle it again. I'm being asked to do so, and let you know that I will always and have blessed the cards and always ask for clear and concise messages for all of those involved for the highest good, and let you know that it would be great if you would watch not only your sun sign, which is Leo, but your moon, your rising or ascendant, as they call it. That's the time you were born. And I would say definitely Venus, because you are a lover and a passionate one at that. So I feel good about June, and a lot of the readings have been amazing and eclectic, and it's not all a bed of roses, but we are it's a great month. It's the 6th month already. We're approaching, this is halfway through the year. It's crazy, right? So let's get these laid out for you. We'll do the explanations as I go. And then I'm going to finish with a couple of oracle messages for you as well, Leos. So I hope you're having a beautiful June thus far. We have, a full moon happening in Gemini on the 11th, and that's your fellow fire sign. That's powerful. I love Gemini. Excuse me, I said Gemini. We just had a new moon in Gemini on the 26th, I believe, of May, and that's still going to be affecting us through a couple of weeks into June. But I hope I did say Sagittarius. If I didn't, the full moon will be in Sagittarius on June 11th, 2025. And Sagittarius is a Jupiter-ruled sign. We have a lot of planets this year that are changing signs, and it's like the first time in most of our lifetimes, and then some, okay? And then it's just constant, one after another. So many, many changes. I think for the better, always. That's how I choose to think. Is there confusion? Has there been chaos? Have there been, unexpected things happening in the outside world now that everything is direct again? Absolutely. Are we getting through it? Am I getting through it? I am. Am I affected? Of course I am. I'm doing everything I can, because if I'm going to, I don't want to say what I was going to say. I'm not going on my soapbox. I'm not trying to preach per se, but to let you know that I want to be authentic. And when I tell you certain rituals I do and things that help me get through some of the more challenging things that life brings, One is always by recognizing how much I have in every given moment. And it almost instantly changes things because it's present and I'm thinking of this moment. Not about the thing that bothered me and maybe I'll be going back into, which I will. As long as I'm working where I'm working, there's going to be some issues happening now. But, it's not my first rodeo. It will not be yours. And I think it's going to show a lot of... I want to say reconciliation and healing, especially with Mars going into Virgo, as I mentioned, on the 17th. So stay tuned and prepared for that. The new moon will then be in Cancer on the 25th. And, we do enter into Cancer season. We're in Gemini season, the last throes of Gemini season. And then Jupiter will actually go into Cancer, which is on June 9th. And when Jupiter goes into Cancer, it is so incredibly comfortable. It's exalted in Cancer. We're all going to benefit. It is about our emotions. It's about our sensitivities. We're going to be heightened as far as our intuition and all these wonderful things, our gifts, our ability to be creative and think about outside the box kind of energy is going to be there for a full year, Leo. So I hope you've had a decent rest and, you've gotten through most of the difficulties that you felt, whether within or without, because it's time to have some fun, okay? Let's see what it says. Recent past. Wow, reflection. There you are, Queen of Wands. It doesn't mean that you're a female or a male. We are feminine and masculine modalities and energies within us. And I'll tell you what, the... Queen of Wands they are magical. They are extremely spirited and engaging and outwardly, gregarious. And they want to just share the wealth, and they want to be extremely generous. And I would also say they will make sure that whatever they pursue and that they choose to manifest will come to fruition. And that includes you, Leo. I'm happy for you. And this is what I was saying, right? And you've got the fire behind you to back it up. Even if it's in Virgo, you're always going to be that fire sign. What a beautiful way to enter into June and into this reading. And let's clarify that by showing you have energy. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, during all of those retrogrades, there were so many, and they were lasting months. And only on May 16th, was when the shadow side of Venus being retrograde for what seemed like eternity, as it is my ruling planet, as it is Taurus's ruling planet. That shadow ended on May 16th. So after that, one planet is now retrograde and happens every year. It is Pluto. It's an outer planet. Yes, it affects us, but not to the extent that all the others have. And they're all going direct. And it's so fantastic. And my energy was so notably lessened during that time, but not now. And it's almost overkill. It's like my creative juices are flowing. I have one planet in Leo. I have my Aries moons. I have fire. Check to see what your natal plant has to show, because natal chart, because it's so much more than the sun sign. And I'm wanting to say that it just shows you so much more depth of who you are. I highly recommend it. Look it up, put in all the information, and just start to really recognize and listen to those readings. But basically the Ace of Swords, man, this is the beginning. This is straightforward, no holds barred communication that's for truth and justice. It's new beginnings on ideas and things of that nature. When you have fire and you have air, you have great success. What a powered duo combination. If you're with an air sign, you know what I'm speaking of. I see it across the board. All the years I've studied the compatibility between astrology signs, and we'll be doing a series on, by the way. It's one of the best. Okay, so that's showing up for you, and that would be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, or you have that in your chart as well. Beautiful, beautiful, action-oriented, energy reviving kind of messages for you. So then we go into the present, and we have the beautiful King. I've done this before. King of Pentacles is called Conception. Now, in order to do our best manifestations, we need to visualize it, see it. We definitely need to feel it. And then we need to put into action, whatever it is that may be, whether it's just, writing it down or, actually physically doing something. Those are the key components for beautiful manifestation. And the kings are mature in that way. They get that. They've been around, and you don't even have to be old. You've done this before. You've lived many lives, whatever the case may be. You are on top of your game. It's a masculine energy, fire energy is. Whether, once again, you are female or male is not important. Either one, we all have all of that within us. So the balancing of that is what I'm seeing as well, which is fantastic, because you really want that balance whenever possible. So power, definitely ideas, grounded energy, not so much like fired up and like losing and just being impulsive or any of those things. You're taking it slower, and June will help you with that. And July gets even better. And there's your birthday, then starts your solar return birthday month as well. So a lot of gorgeous things happening in July too. But the confirmation or clarification of the card, which is Conception, is transformation. There you go. You do all this, and by gum, you're going to get transformed. It's just the laws of the universe. Look at that fire. Look at that ambition. Look at that brilliance. That's what you are. You are all of these and more. And your pride and you're proud. I mean, we all have our egos. We need them, of course. It's part of who we are. We cannot detach that. But you really do take pride in anything you touch. And you want to be seen in great, admiration and light. And why not? And I admire you for that, and your confidence and your ability to recognize how great you are. Moving on to your future, and it could be like, next 5 minutes. I don't know. It's not a linear thing with that. You actually have the regret card. Of course, I mean, when things are just like, woo, that's part of life. Do you have regrets? Number 5, changeable, transformation. I mean, I haven't met anybody, and I'm definitely a mature woman who has not had some regrets. However, I will say to you that when I think about the times that I was regretting, I have a whole different set of feelings about it and different perceptions about it. Because to me, every single thing that's happened is exactly what was supposed to happen. And it led me to where I am this very moment, which you could never have told me that I would be at. And I'm not even close to being finished. And so don't do your best anyway, not to have too many regrets about anything, because, you know, we live and learn. And the cups are the sentimentality, they're the emotion, you know, they're the feelings that are residing in the astrology through Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So yeah, just like I said, we're human. We're spirits in human bodies, but we do have these emotions. Man, and it got to my throat. See, I am a sensitive for sure. But yes, knowing that it's a realistic thing, and I don't know how that pertains to you, but I think you're pretty much like over it, okay? I think we're definitely on the road to recovery from that, but let's clarify that. You don't have to take my word for it. Prince construction. Yes, you are. Forget about the regrets. Let's keep it moving. The wheel, you know, once again, it's the page as opposed to what would be considered, you know, the prince. The page is the youngest of the court cards. The page is a messenger. The page is news about something that could be starting, a beginning, something that you can do to maybe add to your wealth, whatever that may be. Maybe doing things that will help your health. Maybe a second job or stream of income, starting a YouTube, anything media oriented is very, very prominent right now. What with Pluto in Aquarius, even though it's retrograde, it'll definitely go back into forward motion, I believe, in September of this 2025. So no, this is ideas. This is absolute, you know, structural, like let's plant that seed and let's watch it grow. Let's have that patience and never ever give up on it. That's the thing about the earth signs. It's a forever. It's a big, big picture. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So this is a beautiful spread. It brings a lot of invitation for new, for opportunity, for vitality and energetic, you know, awareness and spontaneity and all those wonderful things. So, and I love this deck. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so pretty. So I'm now going to finish with your 2 oracle messages. One will be from this beautiful deck called the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. And it has several different aspects to it. It can cover the major arcana, it can cover the minor, and it covers also the chakras. And I've had it a while, but I love it. It's very, very, it's one of my favorite decks. So let's pull 2 for you. 2 is being asked, so let's do that for you. And let us just see what we can do. And if it's actually, which I love as well, is when it really just helps culminate the reading and there's a synchronicity to it. So the first card is Open Up, and that's number 4, and 2 are together already. So number 4 is about stability. Open up. Now, that's not something that most Leos I've ever known have an issue with. Maybe you need to open up yet another aspect of yourself, you know, that you have not done yet. And, you know, you have regrets that you haven't. Maybe, well, if I had done that, maybe I would have been here or there. We don't know those things. We're staying present. Remember, we're utilizing that message with the 8th chakra, you know, just being in the moment and the power that we have in that. And so, yeah, open up. And the second one behind that is love. I'm not surprised. You're so passionate and so incredibly, I mean, when you're in love, it's the real deal with you. Nobody surpasses your, you can really spoil somebody that you have interest in, that's for darn sure. And I've seen it. I've never been with a Leo romantically, but I will tell you, I've known many, and boy, no holds barred, like I said, fun, loving, giving, and they just want love in return, right? That's what you want. So open up to it. It's there for you. This is a very clear indication of that. Maybe starting in June, or maybe just a renewal of what you've had and are having and experiencing. And I hope that for you. I love love, and love is the most important thing in the world, in my opinion. All forms of love. And I'm going to finish with your oracle message from the new deck I got for Mother's Day, the Cat Oracle. And just bless you and thank you once again for supporting me and being a part of this channel. There are many to choose from, but there's only one Marianne and Marianne's Mystic Mentions, and that would be me. So I'm shuffling this a couple more times. Now this has a few different categories too, and I'll explain that to you. But the words are the most important aspect. And they're simple and straightforward. And you are a cat, after all, as a Leo, right? You represent the tiger and the lion and the, you know, king of the forest, if you will, or queen. So for you, you have the mouse. Gifts, capture, adversary. Ooh, okay. Well, you know, we know how mice can be quite attractive to any cats that I've ever known. And they actually bring them back to their owners or masters as little, you know, like they're gifts or something. They're just so overjoyed about how they've got this wonderful prize to show you. So let me read what it says specifically, though, if I can find it, because I know it's not that far. Here it is. And that's under the orange. You can see the outer, and orange is passion, man. The second chakra. Look at the orange and the fiery and the, that's you. This reading was absolutely for you. The energy is showing through so very clearly. So the mice and what this whole thing represents under the orange, the category of, I'll just know by the first one. Cat things, and the mouse being one of them. What's this waiting on the doormat? A freshly caught mouse carcass. A gift that says, I've never hunted for you because you are family. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I don't know even where I saw that from. It's a gift that says, I've hunted for you because you are family. The cat stalks the poor rodent soul in all-day cat and mouse game, at last capturing their prize, only to give it away. Share your treasures freely with others. Open up. And especially those you worked hardest to win. And I know you do, because you will get what you go after, Leo. So I hope that this reading has resonated with you in some way, but give it some time as well. Or like I said, check your other placements. Have a beautiful, loving, fun, relaxed, and yeah, compassionate month. Hope to see you in July for your birthday month. Till then, bye for now.